is my temple. Your tears rinse my feet. I walk out, I'm able to carry your peace. It reminds me of a song that I heard long ago. Maybe I've always known that you were right there. A simple melody playing over and over in my dreams.
What's up, everybody? We are live, and there is a lot going on right now in the world. So we're going to get into it this evening, and we're happy to be here. Thank you for tuning in to the Lion's Den. We got banks collapsing. We got mass shootings happening. We got migrants flooding in across the border, and then being run down by an SUV. We got the CDC director stepping down. We got Biden polling worse than ever before. I mean, listen, there's a lot going on. Are we on a sinking ship? Well, let's talk about it, man. We're watching Young Lion TV.
Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, won't you get up and start fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding.
That's right. It's Young Lion TV. We are in the Lion's Den. It's Tuesday night. And you know what that means. We do our live stream. This is where we have our live conversation, talking about what's going on in the world, talking about culture, the culture of the world, and talking about politics, talking about just life and marriage and whatever we find, and good conversation. And all from the perspective of being followers of Jesus Christ. So our faith is definitely involved in our perspective. So if you want to join in on the conversation, you can just send some comments in and hit that like button while you're watching right now, please. If you're in the chat, shout out to you. Thank you to Theris for already sending in some stars. I saw you over there, girl.
Thank you, Theris.
We appreciate you, family. But yeah, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe. If you're on Rumble, man, hit that Rumble button and let people know about this stream. Share this video. All the people on Twitter, share this video, man. Free speech is thriving over there, so we're excited about that. Tucker just made a deal with Elon Musk, and that's big news. But keep it moving. I got with me this evening my Asian brother from another mother, and we're kind of matching today.
We are.
We both got the fatigue hats. With the merch on. I got the Young Lion merch. You got the
turn it around real
merch.
fast.
Bam! Yeah, that's the real merch right there. I got the Young Lion t-shirt. You got the Young Lion hat, the fatigue hat. That design is nice, man.
It is.
It's
nice.
Really nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So but we got my Asian brother. He is officially the coolest Asian in the world. Just moved into his new house.
Yeah.
So congrats on that.
And thank you for helping me.
Absolutely, man. You know how we do. You've helped me move probably about 15 times.
Yes,
so.
Because your wife is, I used to call her the nomad. She literally would be moving every 6 months.
Yes. Yeah, there was a period there where she couldn't stay in one place, and we moved her so many times. But
I definitely thank God that weekend, because y'all know I'm dealing with my sciatic nerve issue.
Yeah.
So I had John there, Stan, Jamie.
Yeah.
They did like all the heavy lifting. So I feel so blessed to have such a great group of
Hey, you're
people.
always there for everyone.
Exactly.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's
for
a
people
testament.
you love, right?
But see, that's the testament to the community that we have. That's what the Young Lions are about, man. We're about community. We're about being there for each other. We're about, it's bigger than you. It's bigger than just, it's about the pride. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I know Jessica is watching too. Thank you for
Shout out to Jessica, man.
Coming to help me.
Shout out to Jessica. Let me give her a round of applause.
Hi, Jessica.
Because
Mom said hi.
She came through and did what a lot of people wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give her a round of applause.
Jake said, "You."
What up, Jake?
What up, Jake?
Hi, Jake.
Yeah, shout out to Jake
and
handling the family business.
Jake brought the furniture from, I guess, Fabian's room.
Yes.
Bro, you did not tell me how heavy that thing was, dude.
Yeah.
That thing was heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the heaviest thing that we moved the whole time was Jake's furniture.
Yeah. That's not going upstairs, bro. So, we're finding other uses for it.
Yeah. But just showing up and helping you out like that said a lot about your character. I gotta say that. And then I got to see your mom, man. I love your mom.
Yeah, she cooked for us.
She cooked for us. Yeah, got to eat some good food. So man, it was dope. But yeah, congrats on the house.
Thank you.
I know you guys are doing a lot of work right now, so I'm glad it's coming together, man.
We will be having a barbecue when everything is settled.
Yep.
The dust settled. We'll be making some beef sticks and stuff like that. Real quick though. Remember when I made beef sticks at we had Noe's birthday party. Noe's birthday. So we had Noe's. I want to say he was little, right? 7th.
Yeah.
It might have been his 7th birthday party at Mom's new house, right? Because I didn't have the space to host all the people, and we made some beef sticks, right?
Yeah.
It's lemongrass beef sticks. Now, for those who know about lemongrass, you can't really get like it.
It's
really,
very fibrous.
It's fibrous.
Yeah.
So like
so
even
when you cook with it, there's gonna be little fibers,
right? So
on the meat.
I never had
Mom,
lemongrass.
She never had lemongrass before, so she's eating the beef sticks, and she's. I think it was to you. Why is there hair on the beef?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it
She
felt
thought it was.
like.
She thought it was hairy meat.
I was like, I can't eat this.
Yeah. Because my mom gets weird about that. She's the type that if she finds one hair in her food,
Oh boy,
she can't eat it.
Throw
She's
it
done.
out. Oh no.
Yep.
I'm not like that at all. I
Me
just take it
either.
out and I just eat it.
Me either. I don't.
can't-
I just eat around it. I can't.
You know
It
what
doesn't
it
bother
is?
me.
I lose my appetite after that. I
But
do.
speaking of mom,
yeah.
we got to
Oh.
shout out the best producer in the world. And she's helping us out this evening because it is just me and Moan here sitting in the seats. So we're going to be holding it down tonight. But holding down the production, as always, is our favorite producer, our mother,
everyone.
Angeli Lopez. Shout out to you. And we love you, Mom.
Love
Thank you.
too.
We love you.
Shout out to Theris, sent another 50 stars. She said,
Man.
"Can I come? No beef ribs cook off." No, I don't. You think that cook off is really gonna happen?
I don't know.
The Justin and Freddie cook
I
off.
don't think
Listen,
so.
Freddie keeps saying he's gonna make me ribs.
Yeah.
When is that gonna happen?
Listen, if you really want people that are gonna cook for you, it's the people on this podcast.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
We're the ones that cook all the time.
Yep.
But she said I like lemongrass and wheatgrass. Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah.
Jake said it's the real deal furniture.
It is real deal, dude. It is so real deal. That's not what I buy, by the way. Ashley Furniture.
Theris said hello, Mom.
Hello, Theris.
And Jessica said, "You're welcome, baby."
Oh.
we getting the baby now. Okay, I like it.
That's
You
so,
gonna do that to me?
That's so sweet, Simone.
You gonna do that to me, Jess?
That's so sweet, Jessica.
She knew what that was
She
gonna
knew there was
do.
gonna be jokes.
She knew what that was going to do. I love it. Okay. Yeah, Moan is feeling real good about that. We got to give him the one up. Giving him life, extra lives over here.
That's funny.
Nah, but shout out to Jess, man. But yeah, so if you guys are in the chat right now, please, again, hit that like button, share this video. And also, if you get a chance, you can open up another tab or, scroll over in your phone and head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/youngliontv, where you can become an official member, a Young Lion, and support what we're doing because we're trying to keep this thing growing. We're trying to keep this community growing. Like we were just talking about earlier, we really believe in building together and helping each other and really having a community for people to lean on. If you talk to any of the other Patreon members, they'll let you know they're like, we are really about that. So shout out to Courtney. I saw she was watching there. She's one of the
What's up,
one of the
Hey, Courtney.
Lion King level Patreon members. But if you go on over there and you support that, you will become a part of the Young Lions, and it will open you up to other things. And also, if you want to just throw a donation at us, it's $YoungLionTV on Cash App, and that's always welcome because everything that we get on there literally just goes to getting more gear, upgrading. Like we have to pay a subscription fee for the software. Everything that we use is not free, so it costs us money to do this every week. So all that money just goes to keeping this going. The lights going. This is in my basement, so extra electricity bill. There's a lot of lights and computers going right now, cameras, microphones, but thank you guys for watching anyway. And if you want to just help out in the easiest way, just share the video.
Yeah.
But that's it. We also got merch. If you want to get merch, like you see what I'm wearing here in Moan's hat, it's on our merch store, which is in the description of all the videos. If you're watching, wherever you're watching, it is in the description. You can get the merch there. And what else? Oh, the song that was playing at the beginning of the show. Go ahead, Mom. You can switch over to him. He's showing the other hat design. Yeah. But the song that was playing at the beginning of the show is our new single called Release that is doing really well on TikTok. It's almost 9,000 views, lots of great comments. People are feeling it. People have been sharing it.
Speaking of great comment, she commented earlier about the song. She said, I like that song Release.
Well, I can't hear. What happened?
You can't hear me?
Oh, no.
Check your pack. Yeah. Check your pack.
She said, I like that song, Release. That's a good gospel song. When I let it go, all the things that hold me back, I just release.
Exactly.
We love you, Theris.
Exactly, Theris. You get it. Theris gets it. Theris gets it. Theris is definitely a young lion.
Lioness.
We are adopting you into the pride of the Young Lions, even though you're not a Patreon member, but you have supported, and she's a part of Freddie's Love Club. Yeah. She sends her stars in, so you are an official Young Lion. So we welcome you into the pride, Theris. And when we see you at one of Freddie's next shows, we will give you a big hug. So the song is called Release. If you want to check it out, you can go over to Spotify or anywhere where they stream music, and you can stream the song. Help us out that way. And yeah, that's it. Other than that,
can I say something?
Go ahead.
Shout out to you, bro.
For what?
For the diet change, and like you clearly see, you really clearly see. So Jamie's been on like a low carb type of thing, and he's been on it for how long have you?
Since the beginning of the year. Yeah. So I right after Christmas, I was like, I gotta change my life.
So
again.
what were you like? What you weight wise?
I was 220.
220. Now he's like 180.
188.
Yeah,
I weigh myself.
And you clearly see, how much leaner you look. So
yeah, definitely, man. I feel much better. And it was really just about knowing that I was slacking, and through COVID, I had kind of let things go because like the gym shut down for a little bit, and then once it opened back up, I was kind of already in that rut of like, well, I'll get started back again eventually, and I never did, and then I was eating like crap, and then drinking too much, and all of that. Just like I kind of like. When you get to that point where you're like, all right, I'm done. And then you just make up your mind. And then through January, I was super strict with my diet.
Yeah.
I
remember.
Didn't have any drinks.
You did no drinks.
Yeah.
So a thing that we do like all the time after we go to a gig, Freddie gigs or whatever like that, we'll get together and, sometimes they'll give us bottles. I just seen on Jamie's face like, hey, I wish I was drinking with y'all. So that takes mad discipline.
Yeah, right.
That takes so much discipline.
Because that's part of it, to like the camaraderie that we have together is like that hangout afterwards where it's like, these promoters will give us a bottle of something to take with us, and part of that is the unwind, because people don't understand how stressful it is to travel and deal with the day-to-day of that, and then do the gig, and then afterwards you just want that couple
just
hours of just like chill, talk to the guys, and then relax, and then catch that flight early in the morning.
Right.
But I mean, and of course, like it was like I would love to, but I also
you saw your goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I just want to say I'm so proud of you, Jamie, and not only that, I'm proud of all you guys. You guys are awesome guys.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
I'm not saying that because I'm, but
kind
you
of,
are.
but
No,
you're biased.
No,
You're
you
biased.
guys are awesome guys.
Courtney said, "Great job, brother. Proud of you." Thank you. Theris said, "I see it." Thank you, Theris. Yeah, man. I've
So like to motivate people, like tell them like what type of diet you're doing, like just to.
So I started off like January was completely no carbs. No, like, the bad carbs.
Right.
So
Vegetables count as carbs,
Yeah.
but not the starchy stuff.
right. So I didn't like, I did keto before. I didn't want to go like full keto again,
Right.
just because like eating that much fat sometimes is annoying. It's hard to like get enough fat
It
in your
is.
diet.
It
So
is.
what I did was I tried to make sure I was getting enough fat, but eating mostly protein and like vegetables. No rice, no potatoes.
Didn't you fast also in January?
No, that was last year, which is crazy because like I
Why?
fasted.
Wait a minute. It wasn't this year?
No, that was
Darn,
last year. That was
time
was
just
last-
went by.
that was
last year
2022.
because-
Wow.
2022, I fasted for 21 days
21
in
days.
January.
Him and Jake.
Yeah, and
I remember because we were in Oakland.
yes,
We were in Oakland, so we were in Starbucks, and I had mentioned that you guys were fasting because somebody asked if they wanted something or
Yeah.
something, and I mentioned. Then Jake was like, "I didn't want everybody to know because I
Yeah.
guess he didn't
Yeah.
want people to worry because
Yeah.
they were
But
fasting so
explain
long."
that you fasted, not food at all.
no, just water fast for 21 days.
That's
me and Jake
amazing.
did that,
It is.
which it was difficult, but I will tell you the difference, like because I lost the same amount of weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I lost the same amount of weight.
But
like,
I honestly like that's how you can tell
It's
like,
different.
It's different.
yeah,
Like then I couldn't really tell.
yeah.
Now you lost the same amount of weight.
Same
you
amount
can
of weight.
clearly see in your body,
Right.
like how your body is.
And that's crazy. And the other difference is I wasn't working out when I was fasting.
Yep.
And that was the other change that I made this year too. So it was like, all right, just start working out again.
Yeah.
Like, so I, got back in the routine of that while eating healthier, and the weight just started falling off.
Yeah.
I mean, I had lost 25 pounds in that first month. You know what I mean? And then since then it's been like 5 pounds. I've lost 5 more pounds.
Yeah, but you see it in your body.
Yeah. And I'm also gaining muscle at the same time
Right.
because I'm getting stronger,
Yeah, so that's important, man. Like, it's not about like just going all crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. It's about being consistent.
Yeah, it's
you know,
just consistency.
and
Being disciplined.
disciplined. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, I'm
That's it.
thankful because I was telling Jamie I got somebody's thought because we were talking at the gym and they thought that they retired. They're going to retire soon, and I retired in 2020. And they were like, "You retired?" And I said, "Yeah." And then they said, "But you don't." They thought I was 50 years old. So I said, "I'm 67. I'll be 67 next month."
You
And
know
they were
that
like,
made you feel good.
No, it
Mom.
made me feel good. But the thing is, like Jamie was saying at church, he said, that I'm really trying. I'm working out 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
I watch what I eat. Yeah, I cheat sometimes, but I lost 2 more pounds. I was telling Jamie.
Yeah.
So
And
I know. We all know you cheat sometimes.
I know,
And
but I stay. My weight stays down.
that's the
thing.
other thing is like, even for me, because that was the other thing about fasting. So as soon as I started eating again, like 10 pounds came back on like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
then it was just like, it was just downhill from there.
Right. Right.
Working out and eating healthier. After that first month, I'm still strict, but like I'm not like when your mom cooked, I ate a little bit of rice.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I also was watching the Diary of a CEO podcast with this biochemist, this woman who has like studied the body like crazy for years because she was paralyzed when she was a teenager. And she told this whole story about her life, about how she just got obsessed with health and how the body reacts to diet and everything. And she was explaining how there are certain hacks that you can do that will totally keep your body from your glucose level spiking. And even if you're eating like cake, even if you eat like ice cream, you know,
I think you were telling me some of it like cold rice or something like that.
that's one thing. That eating rice the next day, leftover rice, doesn't spike your glucose as much as eating it
fresh.
But she was explaining something else. It's like it can be like a 70% difference. Where it's like if you eat fibrous vegetables before you eat. Just that simple thing. Before you eat the carbs, eat the fibrous vegetables. And doing that can totally change the way your body processes those carbs because the fiber hits your intestines first.
Okay.
Which kind of blocks the receptors that would just convert that carbohydrate into glucose, you know.
Wow.
And there's another hack where she was talking about how you can, and my mom's been doing this, where you take a tablespoon of vinegar and just dilute that with some water and just
A cup of water.
take a shot of that, drink that down before you eat like a piece of cake, and it won't have the same effect on you.
Oh wow.
No, but I didn't eat the cake.
I will be doing that.
Yeah.
But I've been.
When we get some sweeties.
I'll send y'all the link to, because she had like a bunch of different hacks that will keep your body from processing food the way it's not supposed to. And then she, like, when you think about it, because so many cultures that eat rice a lot, that eat pasta a lot, what do they eat first?
A salad.
They eat a salad. They eat an antipasta.
They always start with it.
It's vinegary. It's also fibrous. You know what I mean? What do Koreans eat? Koreans eat pickled vegetables.
Yeah.
All that stuff. It's fermented. It's vinegar and it's fiber that you put in your system first before you then take in all the carbohydrates.
Right.
So that's why when you see like people whose diets are really carb heavy, it doesn't affect them the same way it does here.
Yeah.
Because we've been eating the wrong way. Like it's just a part of their culture to eat in certain orders.
Yeah.
You know, and us, we just pile everything onto a plate and just go crazy.
Yeah.
So all those things affect us. Jake is chiming in. He said vegetables, then proteins, and then carbs. Yeah, that is the best order that she was saying. But she was even saying if you just eat the vegetables first, it's so much better. And then eat the protein and the carbs together.
Yeah, I've been making a lot of cucumber salads with tomato and red wine vinegar and all that, and a little lemon, and I've been eating that before.
I love cucumber salads
too.
Shout out to Emma who just chimed in. He said, "Greetings, guys." Emma is
Emma?
another Patreon member. Shout out to that brother right there, man. But yeah, it's very interesting. She was breaking that down, and she's well studied. What?
No, I'm just reading some of the comments.
Oh, okay.
To myself.
Yeah, so I'll send you guys that link. Maybe we'll post it up I'll post up that clip of the hacks for the Young Lions. But it's on the Diary of a CEO podcast. It's a great podcast. Dude from England, and he asks some of the best questions of anybody on the internet. And he has some great guests. But yeah. So but back to the dieting thing. So yeah, so even now it's like I don't want to be in that mode where it's like I gotta be strict with my diet for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like it's not about that. If you once you get in that rhythm and you're working out and you're not going crazy,
Right.
and then understanding a little bit of those hacks, like I think it'll be much easier.
Yeah, and you can enjoy. That's what I feel like. You know, it shouldn't be. You should see some of these gym bros or whatever like that.
Oh
you know,
man, I see them.
put like making meals and
Yeah.
they're eating the same stuff. That's not to me. That's not what
Life is
how
about.
God intended us to live.
Right.
You know, we're
There is-
supposed to enjoy.
And you're like counting every macro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dara said, "Me too. You all going to get me on the journey with you all."
We got you,
We
Theris.
got you,
We
Theris.
got you.
Yes, there is.
We're trying to get Freddie on the journey, but he keeps he keeps backing out. But yeah, what was I gonna say? She was talking about how the way we eat in this country. What was she saying? There were some points that she was making about the diet that made a lot of sense. People got to watch it and check it out. But yeah, you don't want to live your life for a diet. You know?
Yeah.
You want to be able to enjoy. Because she was saying like, and another thing is like if you eat something that's heavy in sugar or a dessert or something, if you go for a walk right after that, it doesn't affect your body. Like the glucose gets burnt off so fast that it doesn't spike your levels.
Wow.
So there's just like those little simple things. If you can implement those things into your life, you won't have to deprive yourself of good food. But I think we have a culture of being so like our spikes are so all over the place. And she was breaking down, this is what I was going to say. She was breaking down how once you get into that state, your body is then so addicted to the sugar that it's just craving. You start getting these cravings, and then you can just keep eating. That's when like you just want to eat a bunch of rice and eat a bunch of bread and eat cake and eat these sugar cravings because your levels. She was saying our body was never meant to use sugar as fuel. You know what I mean? Like, so we've we've trained our body to use sugar as fuel, which is then causing all these other
health problems
in people.
Diabetes, all that.
Yeah, inflammation, even mental things, even like moods. All these things are connected to because it's hormones that get triggered. Insulin is a hormone.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all connected. But yeah,
we just went on a health rant.
Hey, it's all important, man. It's all important.
Very important.
That's good.
But I appreciate it, man. Thank you for noticing I've been trying to put my work in, you know.
I need to get back. I haven't been in the gym for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but you're good though. You know, you
I
know.
can get back quick.
Yeah, I'm on that, like trying to get back to the strength I was at before.
Oh, that's gonna take a long time. That bite.
You know, and it's so discouraging. That's the hard part. Is like mentally being like, no, just keep going. You'll be back. You'll be back.
You'll be back.
Yeah, it'll come back quicker than
you starting from high school days.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I went 4 days in a row, and then tomorrow I can't go because I'm going to my aunt's house. Then I'm going Thursday. So
she's just rubbing it in.
no, I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just saying, it's a thing you have to work out, but then you have to eat correctly. I mean, not all the time. You know, you cheat here and there, but people work out and they eat like crazy stuff, and then they don't lose any weight. Well, they're working out, they're building more fat over their muscle. You know what I mean? It's like, why?
Oh yeah, Jake said you age faster too, and you have dopamine spikes. Yes. So that's what she was breaking down too. That the energy you feel from sugar is actually a dopamine spike. It's not real energy.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like a dopamine spike. So your body's like accelerated off the dopamine, but not really energized.
Yeah.
That's why you get that crash afterwards.
You crash quick.
And that's how she broke it down. To like, the analogy she used was like when you cook a piece of meat. Like when you first put it in the oven, you know, it's pink and it's all raw, and then eventually it gets yellow and then brown, and then, you know, once it's done, that's how as soon as we're born, that's how our bodies are, basically. It's constantly being cooked until we die.
Until we're burnt to a crisp.
And then she was saying there's certain things that we do with our diet that speed that process up. You know, and one of them is letting your glucose levels just constantly spike like crazy.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, man. All right, let's get into some stuff, man. Let's get into some stuff. So we were talking about, you know, are we on a sinking ship, man? How are you? You've been seeing all this stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff happening, man. But we gotta just believe and just
faith.
pray and
have faith.
That's, you know, believing that you're on a sinking ship is like, you know, being defeated.
Despair.
Yeah.
When you get into a place of despair, there's no hope. There's no faith.
Yeah.
And you don't
There's
allow room
hope.
for God to come in
Yeah.
and do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, another thing is a lot of protein.
Yeah. A good protein is what's it called? ISO 100.
ISO 100. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
So that's another thing that I was doing, making sure I've been taking in my protein.
Yeah, especially, you know, once you start getting older, you
Yeah.
need more. You need more
Like
protein.
me, I need a lot.
What's the ratio to that? It's one
Your body weight
1
in grams.
gram.
Yeah.
to your body weight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So think about that. But yeah, so we had this shooting in Texas
yeah,
that they're, you know, already trying to somehow they somehow they equated it, they linked it to white supremacy,
when the
even though
dude
it's a
was
Hispanic
guy.
dude, and
Yeah.
he killed white people and a couple Asian people.
Did you have a do you have a clip of a chick from The View saying that?
I
Did you
saw
see
that, but I
that?
didn't grab it. I know what you're saying, where people are saying like, oh, Hispanic people can be racist, black people can be racist. Yeah.
Black people
But
can be.
I thought we black people can't be racist. I thought racism was power plus oppression plus like it was.
It's always changing.
Yeah.
Like things are always changing. It's
Yeah, and then she goes on to say Enrique Intario or whatever was the head of the Proud Boys, which is a white supremacist group, which is not even true.
yeah.
And on top of that, the dude turned out to be like an FBI informant, allegedly. So
Yeah.
it's like we don't even know is that a real organization? Is that a Fed organization?
Right,
like
right.
what is up with the Proud? All these people were like feds in
Yeah.
the Proud Boys.
It's crazy.
It just when you see how they're in everything, it's hard to just accept the narrative that's being spun
Right.
to us.
right.
I did see something. Hold up, that someone was breaking down like all of the weird coincidences. Oh, here it is. So it's Steven Crowder. So take that with a grain of salt. You know, I don't agree with everything he says, but he was breaking down all the inconsistencies with the white supremacist narrative.
So this Hispanic American man, who he was radicalized in a household with his non-English speaking parents, into being a white supremacist, also influenced by other noted white supremacists like Tim Pool and libs of TikTok.
Yeah, so apparently they magically found some social media page that he had on some Russian website. There was like a Russian social media platform, but he didn't have any interactions with anyone on there. He just had a few posts, and it was like those pictures that they were posting with all the tattoos, with the Nazi stuff, and then like a couple Tim Pool posts and libs of TikTok posts.
Right.
Like that was
If
all that was
doesn't
on there.
seem like it was created
Yeah, right.
to make it look a certain way,
Right.
then yeah.
It seems a little
if
staged.
you believe that, then I don't know.
Right. So they found how did they find this? Like some journalist just found it.
Right. A journalist
Yeah.
found it. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're supposed to believe that. Okay.
Had very recently freshly tattooed with Nazi and SS tattoos, according to what people are claiming, from what they have gathered from the #2 social media site in Russia, which confirms that this man is a white supremacist who, by the way, left a predominantly ethnic area of Dallas to a mostly white suburb to shoot not black people, but Asians and white people after leaving a treasure trove of information on said Russia's #2 social media platform, even though no one ever engaged with his posts. So all of that, but still nothing? On the Nashville shooter? Oh, it's for our safety. All right, let's just buy it wholesale.
So he's making the point that they still haven't released the manifesto for the Nashville shooter,
Who was?
who was a transgender person
Smack me.
and was a clear hate crime where they targeted Christians,
Christian kids.
and
Christian babies.
Christian kids, and actually killed black kids.
Yeah.
You know,
But they haven't said anything about that.
no, and are covering up the manifesto. Don't want to release it, and some are speculating because there is clear rhetoric in there talking about Christians and attacking conservatives, and they don't want that narrative getting out there.
Right.
So, of course, you know, this is about continuing a narrative in one direction to keep everyone divided and keep us fighting with each other and keep the debate going about gun control, of course, which we know they're never going to do anything about guns.
Yeah.
First of all, they just need something to continue to argue about.
Yeah.
Just like the border thing, like we see what's going on with this. Did you see the images of all those people coming in the country?
The recent one, I think I saw some of it.
Here we go. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Is
Look at
that
This is the latest.
is that real?
That's real, dude. That's real. I got video right here.
Gotta be kidding me.
This is from the Daily Mail. This is a whole caravan of people that are, because what's happening is the executive order that was put into place I think during 2020, during the COVID lockdowns, remember like Trump signed some executive order to like pretty much
Yeah.
they're going to crack down. So that's ending in like a few days. And they're
So
not,
that's what
they're
they're
not, yeah. So everyone's headed here now.
So
Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Go.
It was just in my brain. Like this country, you know, the people here, the liberals here, it's a white supremacist country.
Right.
But why are all these people migrating here? Why
Yeah.
do we have an issue of people trying to come here if it's so bad?
If it's so bad, if it's so racist,
You know.
because it's all a narrative. It's just, and my
but
point was going to be,
they know that
yeah,
that's a narrative.
just like the
because-
Republicans who are in the Senate and in the House will scream about these migrants coming in, and they'll make all these talking points and campaign on it and fundraise off of it. But when it comes time to really do something,
Nothing gets done.
they drag their feet. A lot of them were even trying to block when Trump was trying to build the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
They call those the rhinos, right?
yeah, because that's what it is. They both play their voter base from each angle,
Yeah.
and they fundraise off of it, and they get voted. They get voted again. They need something, and a lot of insider politicians who kind of got out of the game admit to this, that they're told by the vets in there. They're like, you know, abortion, I think, is one of those things as well, where it's like, we're going to argue about this, but we're really not going to pass anything because we need the campaign on it. So the next time we need to get reelected, we need to say we're going to get this fixed. You know what I mean?
So do you really care about getting your country to be better?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's all a game.
But
It's
that's
all a
what I'm
game,
saying.
bro. It's
Like, I feel like sometimes they see the writing on the wall for like where this country is headed and how they sold us out to China and how they've like pretty much the dollar is in trouble. These banks, the bank situation, they see what's going on in Russia. They see what's happening with the pipeline through there. They see what's happening with the dollar not being the petrodollar for much longer. And they're just trying to like extract everything they can before the ship goes down.
yeah.
And we're all here thinking that, you know, we're going to make a difference if we get out there on November 4th and,
Yeah.
you know, vote for the Republican of choice. You know, it's that illusion of an option. I don't know, man. But yeah, this border crisis thing is hilarious. Karine Jean-Pierre, of course.
Let's hear what she has to say.
See what she has to say about this.
Anything good?
Well, this should comfort you, I think, you know, because she says there's a lot of things happening about this.
Let's see what she's
President
reading on her
be
notes.
involved in today's meeting since she'll be here in the country while the president is away?
So the president has been closely consulting with the vice president on this. They have had several conversations on this issue. And so again, when it comes to issues that matter to the American people, they're very much partners.
They're partners. They're having conversations, consulting.
They've been so far away from each other.
While one is falling asleep and the other one's just cackling.
Yeah.
But it's like, so what is being done about this? They're having lots of conversations, consulting.
They're
They're
partners,
partners
on
on this.
Gosh.
Doesn't that just give you, when you see those thousands and thousands of people just coming
it.
across
It's
the
very
border?
comforting.
Doesn't that just make you feel better?
Yo, that's
That's
a lot of people. Yo.
yeah. It looks fake, right?
It looked fake. That looks
No.
like Live Aid.
Yeah. That looked like a concert. You're right.
That's crazy.
That's what Trump wanted his inauguration to look like.
Yeah.
The biggest crowd.
biggest.
The only crowd that anyone ever saw. But yeah, so on top of that, Biden, let's pull this article up, Mom. This is from USA Today. Biden trails behind Trump and DeSantis in the 2024 general election matchups. And this is from polling data. So Biden is trailing Trump and DeSantis. Right now, he would lose to both of them, either one of them.
Wow.
Based off of what they've been polling.
People know.
I mean, the dude can't even finish a sentence.
He's shaking hands with, the imaginary friend he sees.
Corn pop.
Yeah. Corn Pop's spirit.
Yeah. So the article says ahead of the 2024 election and after formally announcing his reelection bid, President Joe Biden is facing low approval ratings and skepticism about his mental and physical fitness to serve in the White House, according to the Washington Post ABC News poll release. So this is a
ABC.
Washington Post,
Yep.
ABC
Liberal.
News. So you know it's already leaned in his favor.
Yeah.
So check out these numbers, okay? And just so the survey found Biden's approval rating had reached a new low point among post ABC polls at 36%, similar to a February 22 poll that found him at 37%. On the other hand, 56% of respondents disapprove of Biden. So his numbers are lower than any president
Ever.
But they're saying that it's probably even lower.
That's what I'm saying. Now check out this number here. And just a third of Americans believe Biden has the mental acuity to serve as president. 32% of respondents saying Biden has mental sharpness to take.
32% of people are very delusional.
Yeah. 32% of people say he has the mental sharpness it takes to serve effectively as president. First of all, those 32 people are liars. They're liars. Let's be honest. They're liars, okay? They're
Delusional.
I would say they are extremely biased and will never admit the truth. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
They're so biased that they can never admit the truth. It's like an extreme, Cowboys fan that can't admit that they suck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Can't
First
admit
of all,
it.
how can they say anything like that when everything is sky high, everything is going downhill? How?
Well, that's what we're saying. Like, look at the border. Look at the bank.
Everything.
The banks.
I mean, everything.
I just had a conversation about Biden and Trump,
Yeah.
and they were like, well, Biden can't help it because he inherited what Trump did.
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
Okay.
They're still saying that? People are still
That's
saying
what
that.
people are saying. But then I'm like, all right, let's take jobs, for instance. He stopped the pipeline as soon as all the jobs.
Right.
He stopped the wall.
Right.
All the jobs.
Right.
Trump didn't do that.
And the border crisis.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The border crisis is because he stopped. He totally reversed everything that was in place.
Yep. All that money gone.
Yeah. I mean, for people to be that delusional,
It's pretty delusional.
what Trump did, like it's like
It's
okay.
people that don't really follow.
Yeah,
They're
they're just listening to what the View is telling them.
right.
And what the news media is telling them.
Yeah. They even worse. I'm telling you, most of those people watch The View and
Oh
think
my
that that's
gosh.
accurate. So speaking of Biden's mental acuity, let's check out this clip from him over the past couple days. This one is a doozy.
Not in a
honored
good
group
way.
of trailblazing artists with National Medals of Arts and Humanities. The group included groundbreaking Asian Americans like Vera Wang and Joan Shingang. I'm going to pronounce her. Shanga
Pass away.
Kawawa. I think I
Oh my
pronounced it correctly.
God.
She can call me Joe.
Dude, is this like
Yo, this is a
you're like
this
this
is a,
can't
this
is
is
this
Saturday.
is this a deep fake? Like
Yeah.
this cannot be real.
This is a skit that you see on Saturday Night
we were
Live
just
or
watching.
something.
We were just watching before the stream. Kyle Dunnigan making fun of Biden.
which is
It was so close to this.
Yes.
Like you think when you're watching it, you're like, oh, that's so over the top. But then you listen, like,
I'm going to pronounce her. Shanga Kawawa. I think I pronounced it.
I feel bad. Yo, I feel bad laughing at it.
Shanga Joan Shingang.
Shingang?
Pronounce her. Shanga Kawawa.
I mean,
I
seriously,
think I
it's
pronounced it
sad.
correctly.
Pop up. You need to
Yo,
retire.
it's like, bro.
You need to enjoy the rest of your life.
there is no need for him to be the front runner for the Democratic Party.
Come on.
Yeah.
They're really gonna run this guy again? That is crazy. That is
Who
crazy.
made that decision? I know he didn't.
Thera said Vera Wang and what?
Oh God.
Shout out to Brendan, man.
Brendan, what's up?
He said, "Hey guys, James watching you all again."
What's up? What's up, Brendan? He said, sounds like Wawa meetings. Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's what we're dealing with in this country. That's what we gotta. That's our choices.
Yeah.
You know, and we're being lied to that this is the best way to go. Meanwhile, you know, we have these issues where people have to speak out because they're being oppressed.
I know it's about to be something funny.
And they have a lot to say, and it's very poignant and it's very precise. And I just want you to be aware of what's being said, and I want you to fully take it in. You can pull this up, Mom.
Look at the black girl.
Imagine that. I hate this.
The black
I hate what you've done to us. I hate what you're doing to us. I hate you, Board of Supervisors. I hate you, London Breed. I hate you, Jenkins.
Yo, yeah, that is piercing.
Unhinged,
Yes.
like mental illness.
Mental illness, or a child. That
Well,
is-
someone that age acting like a child is mental illness.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I think we have a huge mental illness problem in this country. I think it
Yes.
has to do with, I mean, you know, clearly she's not healthy. I think it has a lot to do with the ideologies that are being fed to everyone throughout childhood, and then also the diets, also all of the injection, everything that's being done is just causing.
You can't control yourself. You should be able to articulate how you're feeling without extreme measure of actions like that.
Absolutely.
Aren't there kids there?
I don't know.
Right
I mean,
behind her. Are those kids or those young people?
no, those look
they
like,
look like
younger
Okay.
adult African American women who their black hasn't cracked.
what was
so
the
they
context
look
of
younger.
this?
So just your average, perfectly sane, perfectly normal, and perfectly reasonable trans activist. That's the caption that I have here. I think it was some kind of council meeting about probably the Board of Education. Them something about gender affirming care, or something probably about those books that they weren't allowing in school. You know,
Yeah.
something that they're turning into, because you're doing this, you're killing me. You know, so I need to scream and act like a child, because that's going to make the point. Jake said, I saw this. Barry said,
Shout out
okay,
to Paul.
she said, you hate everyone. Paul said, yo, fellas, what's up, Paul, man? Another Patreon member. Shout out to the Young Lions.
He
in
said
the
that was
building.
funny.
Yeah. I hope y'all learned something from that. You know, like when someone is that articulate, you really you have to take it all in and just kind of, you know.
I like it's funny, but it's like, is it funny? I kind of like when I'm when I'm laughing at Joe, like I feel bad laughing at Joe, and I feel bad laughing at her because she needs help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. I mean,
She
I think
needs help.
the funny
She
part to
needs-
me about it is that we're supposed to think it's normal. Like, you want us to
Yeah.
believe that this is normal behavior.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
Isn't
I
that
find
what they're
funny.
trying to push?
Yeah.
How they feel is normal.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So the CDC director stepped down.
Yeah.
You guys heard about this?
I didn't hear
I
about
just heard
that.
about
You
it.
heard about that? Yeah, she stepped down finally because seems like all these people that were in charge of all of these decisions are deciding to run away. You know what I mean? Let's give a little recap to all of the people out there who don't remember the expertise that was being laid on us at the time. So from Dr. Rochelle Walensky.
Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick, and that it's not just in the clinical trials, but it's also in real-world data.
Oh, is it now? Okay.
Here we go.
I'm glad we learned about that from her. Let's check out this other clip from her. Hold on, let me find it. Yeah, here we go. This is her testifying in front of Congress about it.
Can you, if you were to get infection with and vaccinated, could you give it to somebody else? Were you silently able to spread it? Those data were not covered in the clinical trials, but now data have emerged again that have demonstrated that even if you were to get infected during post-vaccination, that you can't give it to anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
You can't give it
You
to
can't
anyone.
give it.
Yeah, I mean, trust the experts. Very accurate information there. And then Jordan Peterson had this guy on who was talking about what the CDC was kind of up to during the whole thing. He was a doctor at the time.
I received an email from the Department of Health with a link to the CDC advising me as a physician that they were going to adjust the way death certificates were completed.
What did adjust death certificates mean?
They said in this document, if you think that COVID-19 was a contributing condition, you can put it down as a cause of death. And I said,
now, this is something that we have been pointing out from the beginning.
Right.
That people who were being touted as they died from COVID, that wasn't necessarily always the cause of death. That they were finding a loophole and incentivizing these doctors to do that because they were also giving them funding if they had a certain amount of COVID deaths.
Right.
So doesn't that kind of like fudge the numbers in a way where it can create the illusion of a pandemic?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, allegedly.
Yeah, let's not get
allegedly.
Let's not get where they already silence us.
I mean, to me, it's just like we kind of you start to wonder, like, again, the sinking ship analogy. It's like they needed something to accelerate the job because things were kind of going in a different direction than what was expected. There was these tariffs being put on China, which was kind of counteracting everything they had did there. There was all these peace deals being done in the Middle East. There was weird like relations with North Korea and Russia that we never had before. All these things were kind of changing. The economy was pumping. Jobs were getting created. Businesses, people were making money. People were spending money.
Under who?
Well, no need, we didn't even got it, But it was almost like we needed an accelerant. And, even if it was just the opportunity of it, then you start thinking about like all of these people being brought into nursing homes purposely, spiking the numbers up. That was the initial.
Brendan said $2 signs for the deaths.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
But what did that do? That created a hysteria that would then get people in such a place of fear where they'd be willing to accept their rights being infringed upon, where they would be willing to accept the economy being shut down, jobs being shut down, businesses being shut down. You had to be forced to be wearing a mask. Now they're going to force you to take this injection that they also fund the creation of, that they also then get a kickback to Pfizer that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And create these. So now you get the largest wealth transfer in history. You get the most money ever printed in history.
With nothing backing it.
With nothing backing it.
Yeah.
So think about that. Like there's an incentive there from the ones who kind of run these organizations who want to see the world collapse in a way where it allows them to implement something new, almost like a big restart, if you will.
Big
a giant
when you press the reset button,
setting of the setting,
the re of the setting, like on the Nintendo, when
it's almost like
when you
if there
die,
was,
you just press.
What do you press
die.
that? You got to and what is that? It's almost like if there was a forum for the whole world, right, about the economy. You know what I mean? Like a forum that handled the economy for the whole world. And they wanted to implement some resetting of the world banking structure.
Right,
you know, it almost looked like they were open about it, and they seized on an opportunity. They worked with another world organization that was in charge of health.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all. I mean, if only we could piece this puzzle together and figure this
I know,
out.
but it's so hard. How are we gonna piece it together?
Yeah, it's not like
there's no information.
It's not like there's information out there. It's not like there's doctors blowing the whistle. Let's continue to listen to what this guy has to say.
No, there's a box 2 on a death certificate called contributing conditions. That's where you put contributing conditions. If it's emphysema, if it's asthma, influenza, we put it in the contributing conditions box. We were being told with this disease, we could put it as a cause of death. I received.
Bam. Doctors were being told, no. Don't do what you normally do. We want you guys to put it as the cause of death for this one.
Yeah.
We need those numbers. Remember they had the ticker going on CNN?
Yep.
The COVID death number toll? Like,
Just
in what
fear.
world?
Just fear. They're pumping fear. That's
Oh,
why.
I never asked you. What did Augustine's death certificate say?
I don't even know. I never asked. But I'm sure it probably
Yeah,
did. It probably no. Actually, matter of fact, it did.
Oh, yeah.
It did, because we had to use that to get. We got them to pay for part of the funeral because of that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all part of that game though, dude. Like, you know, they're pumping the numbers. You have CNN having numbers just like death tolls, death. That's how you control people.
So people watching
People
that,
watching and they're fearful.
their fear just kind of builds, and then they're watching that and they're saying, "Just tell us what to do." Okay, we gotta wear 2 masks now. I'll wear 2 masks. Oh, we gotta wear a diaper on Thursdays, and we gotta inject ourselves with lemon juice. All right, like
I just remember being out, how fearful. I mean, in my mind, like I'm already made it in my mind. Like, all right, like this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is not as bad as they're saying. Like, and then like I would go out, and then they just wouldn't even want to touch me at all.
yeah.
I was like, yo,
Yeah, people were being very fearful. And then it's like you start seeing the wizardry of language, which we've been playing. I want to go, like, I wish we could go back to our old streams from like 2020 and just pull all of those times we were talking and pointing this stuff
you
out.
started hearing new words,
language.
new language.
Social distancing. We never heard that before.
Yeah.
They introduced that. They introduced trustee experts.
Yeah.
What else? I forget. But there was so many new. Oh, we're all in this together. That was another.
That was one.
Yeah, but it's not funny, actually. It's ridiculous when you're driving and you still see people with their mask on in the car.
By themselves, yes.
By
I still see that.
themselves. Like,
I
I'm
still
like,
see that.
what in the world? They're really fearful.
Well, it's complete indoctrination, Mom. It's like it's like a brain worm. It's like a brain worm. I see. So I saw someone break it down how, like, the devil is constantly creating new religions in our mind, like building cathedrals in our mind to get us to go into and worship the new religion that he constructed.
Well, you been watching them Asian soliloquy videos.
When the devil, yeah, man. But it's interesting when you think about it, because it's like there's always a new cult, a new religion for you to sign up for.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Yep.
What was you laughing at? Comments?
I was laughing at Jake. Jake said, "Stop with the conspiracy rhetoric."
Yeah.
Brendan said, "So Trump did the tariffs, and they got their money back in PPE and other supply chain needs."
Yep, absolutely.
Paul said, "Y'all were on point during the thick of it all."
Yeah, we tried to be, man. We were trying to warn people. And I mean, my mom is just showing my screen through everything,
Oh.
but it's all right. No, you can keep it up now because I'm going to play this.
Okay.
So I just want to play this because this is a prime example of how we get the, we good over there? Okay. The narrative of trust the experts, right? We were talking about this, how medical professionals, even science, gets things wrong all the time. Trust the science was another term that we were getting. That's all part of the spell of wizardry. Spelling.
Protect your family.
Yes, you're gonna kill grandma.
Yeah.
So I just want to show you this. This is actually something that I saw Liz watching. I was like, yo, send me that because it's a perfect example. This is why married couples slept in separate beds 70 years ago. Okay. And I remember, I'm sure Jake can vouch for this in the chat, that we saw Johnny's mom and dad slept in separate beds. And it didn't make sense. But it comes from an earlier time. Mm-hmm. So let's check this out.
Seems to have come to stay and will
Let's start it over.
Slept in separate beds 70 years ago. The twin bed seems to have come to stay and will no doubt in time succeed the double bed in all rooms occupied by two persons. This bold prediction was made by an English newspaper in 1892. It may seem ridiculous now, but for about 100 years it held true. You may have seen this trend in old movies. Until the 1950s, it was the only sleeping arrangement on the screen. In fact, attempts to subvert it even caused a controversy. In 1947, the sci-fi comedy Her Husband's Affairs came out. One scene showed Lucille Ball and Frank Attone in bed, or rather, in beds. The couple were dressed in nightshirts. Each character slept in their own twin bed, but the beds were placed side by side. British censors were horrified. They ruled the beds had to be at least 12 inches apart. But where did this notion come from? After all, they were lawfully married, consenting adults. The initial reason had nothing to do with old-fashioned modesty. In fact,
what do you think it had to do with?
Just brainwashing people?
What do you like? Take a guess, Mom. What would you say was the reason why they wanted people to sleep in separate beds?
Because they didn't have the king size bed yet.
No.
See,
my guess would be because it was propaganda for them to sell more beds, right? But let's keep watching.
Separate beds were considered progressive. The trend started in the 1850s. Twin beds were initially adopted as a health precaution. Victorian doctors believed it was unhealthy to sleep together.
It was unhealthy to sleep together.
Victorian doctors believed it was unhealthy to sleep together. Let's keep watching.
Claimed sleeping alone was the only way to get enough fare. In the 1880s, Dr. Benjamin Ward Richardson wrote,
"The system of having beds in which two persons can sleep is always, to some extent, unhealthy."
Some physicians said bedfellows would drain each other's vitality. Sleeping with older people was especially condemned. In 1858, Dr. James Copland warned,
"Young females married to very old men suffer in a similar manner."
According to Copland, older men knew this. They slept with younger women to rejuvenate the sage of the women themselves. By the 1920s, twin beds were seen as a modern choice. They were touted as more hygienic. They were seen as promoting comfort and cleanliness. By the 1930s, twin beds were common in middle-class households. They symbolize individuality. The identical look of the beds spoke of marital equality. Twin beds were often simple in design. This was also seen as more egalitarian. Older double beds were often heavy and ornate. Some even considered twin beds the sign of a healthy sexual relationship. Lack of physical contact at night was supposedly good for the couple. Ideas about marriage changed after World War II. Austerity and housing shortages made procreation undesirable. But in the early 1950s, the trend started turning again. Now separate beds were seen as a symbol of distance. They represented a failing marriage. In 1956, birth control advocate Marie Stopes wrote,
"The twin bed set was an invention of the devil, jealous of married bliss."
They were still featured in many movies. The censors were unwilling to allow such debauchery, but they were increasingly seen as old-fashioned. What was once progressive, now seemed backward. Weird ideas about stealing vitality had been forgotten. Now doctors were emphasizing the importance of touch. By the 1960s, twin beds were a thing of the past. Have you...
So, the doctors and the health industry were the ones that decided that it was unhealthy to sleep in the same bed.
So they caused the trend.
It caused the whole trend of people falling into that and then creating this whole psychological thing around it.
Yeah.
And then people for decades slept in separate beds.
Yeah.
Then
the experts.
Once it started changing the other way, doctors then came back behind that and said, that was wrong. Now you need to be able to touch each other in bed. That's better for your marriage. Again, the experts. I guess the science changed again.
Yeah. We saw the science change really quick.
But listen, they might have had two beds, but they were probably still on one bed, both of them.
I doubt that.
Yeah, no.
I doubt that.
Well, they had to have kids.
Yeah.
How did they have kids?
It just becomes mechanical. Like you sleep together and then you go back to your bed by yourself, you know? No cuddle
so
time
dumb.
at all.
That is so...
It was. They thought it was unhealthy, Mom. They were told by the experts that they, especially young. Did you hear what they said? Younger women who slept in the same bed with older men would age. Did you see? Did you hear that?
Oh, Lord, that's so...
Yeah.
That's science, baby.
Thera said... Oh, never mind. I'm not reading that.
She said something nasty.
No. Maybe I should. She said, I like older men. I'm a widow.
Well, don't lay in the bed with them. They'll steal your age. You're gonna age faster. Yeah, but I just want to show that because it's like we constantly forget how often they're wrong about things.
Yeah.
And when they tell us something in the present, we just blindly accept it and don't question anything about it. Don't even use any common sense or logic around it, you know?
But people aren't doing research though, bro.
No, I don't even expect people to do research. What I expect people to do is to wake up to the fact that, like, yo, don't just blindly accept what they're telling you all the time.
Yeah.
Jake says, knowledge without the fear of the Lord is like a house built without a foundation.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Jake.
What is the other scripture? Constantly learning.
Constantly learning.
Yeah. Always learn. Always coming into knowledge, or always learning but never coming into knowledge.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would look it up. But what was I gonna say? Trust the experts. So you've heard me tell this story before. Like when Noah, was just born, everybody had babies at the same time.
Yep.
So our doctor would tell me not to lay my son
on his back.
On his back.
Yeah.
But then one of y'all other doctors like,
Yeah.
oh, it's good to lay your baby on the back, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
One expert
Right.
is telling you this, and then the expert over here is telling me something contrary to what that doctor is saying. So it's like, it's all opinion.
Well, we talk about spelling, and we talk about words and how words are important. There's a reason why they call it practicing medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you never fully come into the none of these people actually know. They know what they've learned. Mm-hmm. They know there's certain things that they can like hang their hat on. That's like this. Do we know this? But to say they know everything, the grand scope of everything, everyone is just practicing and figuring it out.
Yeah.
They have a little more knowledge than most because they've spent more time studying and understanding the body and things like that. But Yeah, like this whole thing where it's just like, first of all, experts can be bought off. That's the first problem with trusting the experts. Experts can be bought off. Experts can be used. Look at any court case. The prosecution has their experts. The defense has their experts. They're both experts. They're both being paid by the opposition to come in and give the opposite testimony of the same evidence. They look at the same evidence and one says, oh, based on my expert analysis, that means it didn't happen. Based on my expert analysis, it says it did happen. It's like, and then whoever is considered more credible by the jury gets believed.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a clear example of why just blindly trusting the experts doesn't make any sense.
Jake said that verse was ever learning but never coming to the knowledge of the truth.
Yes, exactly. Constantly learning but never coming to the knowledge of the truth. That reminds me of all of those TikTok videos of people explaining identities and like what an identity is and what it means and how you give, like I have one right here that exemplifies that. So it's like you're coming into so much knowledge of something that is so based off of not truth. Here's one right here. This is about I believe this one is about fish genders, but we're gonna listen to some of this. So be prepared to learn, guys. If you're watching right now, you're going to learn a lot.
Real quick, that was Adam Field's mom, Jake said. They wrote pretty much the same thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Jake wrote always learning, never coming into the truth. Adam Fields wrote ever learning, but never coming into the knowledge of the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're about to get some truth right now.
Example of this. I identify as a betta fish based on the urges, behaviors, experiences that I have evolving betta fishes. However, I don't necessarily feel connected to betta fishes. Surely I like to look at...
What is she saying?
Betta fish.
Beta fish.
Beta. Oh, beta fish.
She's from Europe, so...
Betta.
She's pronouncing it, you know how they pronounce
I thought
it.
she was saying better fishes.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, but she's saying beta.
Okay.
You know how they say zebra.
Yeah.
I identify as a betta fish based on the urges, behaviors, experiences that I have evolving betta fishes. However, I don't necessarily feel connected to betta fishes. Surely I like to look at them whenever I go to pet shops. I usually take a look just to see their behaviors because I am interested in it. But when I see a betta, I don't think, wow, we have such a deep connection. So what I'm trying to say is that if you are a therian, there's a big chance that you may have a connection to your theriotype, but that doesn't make the therentopy. The therentopy is purely the involuntary experience, not the connection. Misconception number 3 is that therentopy is a past life. I can tell you that my Discord server has an application list, and one of them is asking the people to explain what therentopy or altering humanity in general is. And so often I see them saying that therentopy means you have a past life.
You see how like they will have a whole language, a whole science.
They don't mean, and it doesn't say anything.
Religion.
Where are they getting all this from, though?
Dude, there is a bunch of people who have literally come up with it's the same way someone can be obsessed with Star Trek to the point where they can speak the language of the aliens in Star Trek. You know what I mean? What's the alien language that everyone speaks? Klingon? Klingon,
yeah,
right?
Klingon, yeah.
Like you can be so immersed into a fantasy that you'll know every nuance about it and know what every character, what they would think. If something happened over here, this character wouldn't do that. They would do this because you're so immersed into this fantasy that it literally becomes your world. It becomes your truth. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's why I played it, because it's the same scripture, always learning, but never coming into the knowledge of the truth, because you're learning a fantasy. You're learning everything there is to know about a fantasy.
Yeah.
And it's just pointless.
But they're speaking things that doesn't mean anything.
It's not real.
It just doesn't mean anything. It's like they're just making stuff up.
Yes.
They are making
They are. It's literally what they're doing.
It's just
what
crazy.
is a beta fish?
A beta fish are those fish you can buy at the fish store that you have to keep by themselves.
Oh, the little fighting fish.
They have to keep by themselves.
So she identifies.
she
That's her identity is a beta fish, and she just doesn't. She's saying don't be concerned if as you look at a beta fish and you don't feel connected to it spiritually, because even though you see it and you don't feel like you're it, you can still be it, because the identity is about your therotype. And I don't know. I'm just you see how you can even pretend. I'm just making up stuff, and you can pretend that you are a part of this nonsense
You're
world.
more believable than she is, though. or
God.
beta is whatever. I don't know what the pronoun
beta
is.
self.
Unbelievable.
Beta self is.
There's so much trash right now out there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Adam said, he said that scripture is New Age movement in a nutshell. Yeah, definitely. Jake said again, a whole bunch of knowledge, but the rock, the truth, is going to trip you up. Exactly. Paul said transgender is transhuman. Yep. Wait till they figure it out. Wait till they figure out how to get AI involved. Paul said a bearded fish.
Who's Jeffrey Walling?
I don't know.
That's Jessica's dad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mr. Walling.
Shout out Jeffrey in
My
the building.
people perish for a lack of knowledge.
Yes. Lack of the knowledge of the truth, because they will find some knowledge of some nonsense.
Yeah.
Every day. So I wanted to show because we were talking about the CDC, we were talking about the lying, the people being brought into fear and propaganda. So there's this YouTuber. He's in the red pill space. He's pretty popular. Goes by MTR. He was doing this dating show, and I saw this clip on Twitter, and I was like, I gotta play this and kind of see, what we think about it. So pull this up, Mom. So this girl that he's on the date with is a conservative girl. So she has certain standards that she wants out of a man. So she was trying to get to the bottom of certain things about the lockdowns and everything like that. So let's see how this goes.
Question.
You can absolutely ask me a question.
Did you submit to any of the...
I got the shot.
She was smitten before that. That was over.
Okay.
How does that make you feel? You think I'm a lemming?
I don't think you're a lemming. Why did you do it, if you don't mind me asking? Was it?
The person that I go to for advice regarding hard decisions in my life is my father. I often rely on him for incredibly hard decisions when it comes to things like that.
I do understand that. For me, it's important to have someone who I know will protect me and our family in times of tyranny, which was what happened in the past 3 years. Can I ask?
So the reason why I played this is because it speaks to the role of men as leaders, and it speaks to the idea of women who are going to look to that as a prerequisite to your mentality as a leader or a follower. That's why he even said that, oh, you think I'm a lemming? Because even when she was getting at the question, he even bucked a little bit like, yeah, I got the shot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I think a lot of people are seeing it for what it is now.
Yep.
Yeah,
they are.
And I remember there being that viral movement on Twitter about unvaxxed sperm will be the new Bitcoin. You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Because it's like women might if things really start.
We are unvaxxed, guys.
I'm not selling no sperm though. No, but
I'm not either. I'm not either, by the way.
But I think it does speak to for men to just follow the lead of a tyrannical order. It is going to be a turnoff for a lot of women.
Yeah.
And I think that we don't even know the repercussions yet of like genetically everyone thinks that's conspiracy theory to talk about, but we already know that they're finding out more and more issues.
Is it though conspiracy? It's only conspiracy at the time. Like now,
it's conspiracy at first until it becomes true,
and then it becomes true.
You're right.
You know, like what other drug or vaccine or anything like that has been so warped? You know, with the time warp speed or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then
rush through,
and then
barely any clinical trials. We found out that
because you find out like what 20 years later.
Yeah.
About the side effects of these drugs.
And then we found out that
willing to take it like that.
The boosters weren't being tested on humans. That clip that we were sharing with each other last week that we never really got to talk about, where the doctor was breaking down all of the things that they lied about their trials and their testing with the vaccine.
Yeah.
And just like, there's no way to really know. Like the things they were telling women that were pregnant, they were telling women not to get pregnant while they were on the trial, telling people not to have unprotected sex, like all these weird things. Yeah. Because they knew there was a chance of because you're messing with people's it's mRNA, you're messing with DNA. It's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think people just to so flippantly just go along with that program.
It was sad because I was telling Jamie, I went to the eye doctor, a new eye doctor yesterday. He's an older gentleman. The first thing he asked me is, "Are you vaxxed?" I was like, "Huh?" I said, "No." And then he goes, "Oh," I thought he was going to say, "Well, I can't see you." Well, he said, "I was vaxxed 3 times. I had the boosters, everything, and I got the COVID twice." The way he was telling me, it was like he was thinking, "Wow, I shouldn't have done none of it." Because he was like saying...
Well, people are saying, what was the point?
Exactly.
Paul said that gives a whole new meaning to sperm banks. Paul's always got the quick jokes.
He is quick.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw that clip and it made me think about the future of dating. And a lot of these parents that like just went and vaxxed all their kids, their young boys, their daughters, like... we don't know. We don't know what the agenda of these people are that are, like we said, all these organizations are tied together. Pfizer, the WHO, the CDC, and it's like, I don't know.
It's to me, like, and I know everybody felt the same way. Like when they were pushing this, it just never sat right.
Yeah.
In my soul, I was like, nope, ain't doing it.
Yeah.
My son ain't getting it.
It didn't even add up logically. Like the things that they were saying didn't add up. Like when they were first talking about its effectiveness, but you can still spread it. You still got to wear the mask because you can still spread it. You can still catch it. It's like, what?
Yeah.
None of that made any sense. Just do it. Just do it. Right.
Bro, we talked about this before. The whole COVID thing didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because we flew right in, like we did that thing with Keith Sweat at his live stream thing.
Yep.
We flew to Atlanta in the middle of COVID.
Yep.
And we're shoulder to shoulder with a stranger. And the only time that we can take our mask off is when we have our beverage.
Right.
And then pull it right back up.
Yeah.
It just never. You're in a tube,
right?
With all these,
you got a social distance while you're walking through the plane.
Yeah,
but you can sit right next to somebody.
Right. It just
and the restaurant thing was the most ridiculous. Where it's like you got to wear your mask when you're walking to the table. As soon as you sit down, you can take the mask off.
Right. When your kid is like you're I guess Noah was what, like 10 at the time.
Yeah.
When he noticed it, he's like. I remember one time we're sitting down. We had to walk through the restaurant already. We sat down. He literally told me, he's like, "Daddy, this doesn't make any sense."
Yeah.
Like this doesn't make any sense. The child knows it makes no sense. Like
Aria was saying that.
COVID don't exist when we sit down at our table and we don't have to wear our masks.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. And they were like, some restaurants were like Nazi with it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the planes. Remember the flight attendants? Like,
oh yeah,
they were power tripping.
Do you
He
guys
did.
still see people at the gym with their masks? Because I do.
I don't.
Yeah.
Not at my
I
gym.
do.
There's some
I
people
do.
that still wear. This is one girl she looks mad liberal. You know that look with
Yeah.
the color hair.
Yep.
She wears her mask all the time. I don't even know what her face looks like.
Yeah.
So speaking of kids and vaccinated, it just reminded me of this, so I'm trying to find it. I heard Chelsea Clinton is trying to get involved with some initiative called, what is this called? And it's got a crazy name. It's called The Big Catch, where they are going to try to. Let me just play this and see if she explains it.
I worry we are at the moment. And the last thing I'll say is a new effort that we're a part of is the new initiative launched by the World Health Organization last week to try
Again, a world organization that is focused on health. It is also tied with a forum that is economically incentivized for the world that wants to reset everything greatly. So she's working with them.
to catch kids up on their routine immunization.
The big catch is going to catch kids up on their
In 2021
immunizations.
alone, more than 25 million kids under the age of 1 missed at least one routine immunization. And so we're working with WHO and the Gates Foundation and others.
And the Gates
to
Foundation.
hopefully have the
You see how she said it
She
real fast?
threw that in there real quick.
Yeah.
The Gates Foundation and others. Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and
the devil.
Lucifer himself and Satan and Beelzebub and Baal and Moloch. All of those people. I see them in my dreams. I wish.
Group childhood immunization effort ever over the next 18 months to catch as many kids up as possible, because no one should die of polio or measles or pneumonia, including in this country where we also need people to be vaccinating their kids.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
we know your parents.
So
okay, lady,
they expect us.
We know your parents.
They expect us to get on board with a Clinton,
right? Oh
who
my
is
God.
teaming up with Bill Gates,
the
World Health Organization, and others that she didn't even want to mention. Just others. Klaus Schwab. We named them all. We mentioned them. That are gonna catch up kids on any vaccinations they missed. Could it be the C-19 vax?
Yep.
We heard about them trying to introduce vaccines into livestock so
Yes.
that you ingest it through the meat that you eat.
mRNA in livestock.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes. So, I saw that and I'm like,
And she's, she did the
right. Right.
when somebody to me when somebody does this, it's like that's evil.
Jeffrey said in LA, if you didn't have a card saying you were vaccinated, you couldn't even eat at any restaurant. Yeah.
I mean, same thing in Philly.
New York and Philly were the same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, man. They tried to get us for a few shows. They tried to get us.
Yeah.
But we wasn't playing them games.
Yeah. We don't know what we did, but
Adam said, just saw a guy exercising outside about an hour ago with a mask on. Oh, man. Yeah. And everyone else is just laughing at stuff. But yeah.
We're laughing, but it really
not.
isn't funny. I mean, this is crazy. What's going
you know
on.
what it is? It is funny.
We have to make fun of it because
No, this is what it is. It's funny to us because it's not going to work on us.
Yeah.
It's sad because it's going to work on a lot of people.
Yeah.
And those are the people that we need to pray for. We need to believe for, and we need to continue to shed light on this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think us joking about it makes it show how completely ridiculous it is.
Yeah,
so
right.
that can sometimes help people to see it for its ridiculousness. Sometimes you get so caught up in the fog of the fear of it, and like we were saying, you get pulled into the fantasy of it.
Yeah.
And you become such a part of it that you don't see the illusion. You don't see the that's why sometimes I'll hear you and Steve or whoever debating about Star Wars trivia, and I'll just be like, "You guys,"
not real.
I'll just be like, "You guys are arguing over something that's completely fake."
Oh my god!
And then everybody kind of laughs and it's like, "It's true," you know what I mean?
Jamie does that all the time. Every time he knows that me and Steve love Star Wars,
And I do it.
We get excited,
Yeah.
you know, when we see the new Ahsoka trailer.
Yeah.
Like, yo, Steve, did you see the Ahsoka trailer?
Right.
And like, Jamie, you see Jamie in the background, like.
But I also do it when I see people arguing like crazy over sports,
Right.
because that's the same thing to me. It's like, don't be so invested in something that means nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
You know. So I'll try to, but I use a joke to expose to expose that.
Right, you're right.
You can't always just lecture someone and be like, guys, you really shouldn't be this concerned. Like nobody, like that doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't work. Paul said the devil hates to be mocked. That is true.
Yeah, he does.
Courtney said the fear creates control for them. Absolutely. But yeah. So sometimes we have to joke about things because it exposes.
Well, no, I know we joke, we do, and I joke too. It's just
Yes.
that if you look at the whole picture, it's sad. It's
It
like,
is.
man, what the heck?
Yeah,
it is. So I wanted to show something else about the experts and about how science is always changing from space.com. I saw this and I thought it was hilarious. So they just introduced this new theme. Surprise! The Earth's atmosphere extends far beyond the moon now.
Oh.
So apparently, the moon is within the Earth's atmosphere. So that's why we only see one side of the moon, and that's why it stays in orbit. It says the tiny wisps of the Earth's air stretch way out into deep space, far beyond the moon's orbit, a new study suggests. How did they do this study?
Right.
You know, they just point some lasers in a direction and it shoots back data and it tells them everything they need. We just got to
believe like everything else.
Right. Trust the experts. Believe us. We're telling you this. So yeah, now they're saying the Earth's atmosphere, the moon flies through Earth's atmosphere. Study lead author Igor Balukin of the Russia Space Research Institute. I thought Russia, we don't believe them. I thought we don't believe Russia.
Yeah.
We're not aware of it until we were not aware of it until we dusted off observations made over 2 decades ago. They dusted them off. They dusted them off, bro.
Research from
2 decades ago.
What? Okay.
Yo, it's to me, it's just like sometimes they get bored and they just want to make up something new. They just want to be in the news again
because nothing is happening.
Right?
Nothing's happening, so they got to try to create something.
We need some space news, guys. Something about space. I saw something
because we really can't go to the moon.
Yeah, right. Exactly. They have to somehow convince us that they went there. But I saw something about. Wow, can you take this down while I look this up, please? Something about them sending like some kind of snake robot to Saturn. Let me see.
Snake robot,
dude,
to Saturn,
bro. It's just like at a certain point, you're just like, what are we talking about here? Yes, here we go.
Why does it have to be a snake though?
Here we go. You can pull it up now, Mom. NASA is developing a snake-like robot to slither through a Saturn moon in search of life. This is the mock-up of the robot. So, is there life outside of Earth? A new snake-like robot could be the one to find out. The Exobiology Extent Life Surveyor. Yo, I love it, bro. I love it. Like, is this WWF or what, bro? Like, they literally came up with a name so it could spell out eels.
Wow.
The Exobiology Extent Life Surveyor, eels, is being developed by NASA because it looks like an eel, bro. So we got to give it a name that the acronym will be eels. Like, yo.
Genius. It's genius.
It's almost too comical to even really believe. But this is from CBS.
Yeah, that's why.
And apparently this is what NASA is doing.
Oh my gosh.
Just wasting money.
What do they make? $50 million a year?
I don't know.
Something like that in taxes. They get like $50 million a year. Let's see how much NASA's getting per year.
That looked like the Death Star. What was that? They created the Death Star.
The Death Star was shaped like a snake, dude. That was
I saw. A
that was
picture
Saturn, bro.
Was that Saturn?
Yeah. What? So NASA's budget. Let's see. 40. Wait.
Jake said they flowing.
They flowing, exactly. That's what they're doing. A snake. And then, of course, you know, NASA's budget was $24 billion in 2022.
Wow.
They had $24 billion in 2022.
What are they doing?
They dusted off some research from 2 decades ago to tell us that the moon's atmosphere is inside of the Earth's.
Thank you.
That cost them. Thank you. $24 billion, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I don't know. Explore the ocean or something.
Do something.
You know, the ocean is still what?
You give
98% undiscovered.
Yes. But we're worried about space. And then you give us this cheap ass cartoon of a snake robot. Did you see the bad CGI? Pull this up again, Mom. It's got a grappling tail.
It looks like a sperm.
It's all a sex ritual mockery, bro. They're gonna shoot a rocket, a giant phallus into space that's gonna shoot out a sperm to search for life on the egg of Saturn, bro. It's a ritual. It's a ritual. Yo, people don't understand how
Mom's like, y'all crazy.
People don't understand how this goes. Yo, but people don't know that Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard, were best friends. They lived together. They both were followers of Aleister Crowley, and they both made a bet together saying who could come up with the greater religion.
Wow, really?
Elon Musk developed Scientology. Jack Parsons
not Elon Musk.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Had to correct.
My bad,
him.
Elon. I don't want to disrespect your name, yo. You just gave Tucker Carlson a show on Twitter, so I appreciate you.
Paul said that's vaccinated sperm.
Yeah, that's that vax sperm for sure.
Paul, you crazy, bro.
But yeah, no, Jack Parsons developed Jack Parsons Laboratory, which became the rocket technology for NASA. Mm-hmm. So whose religion's winning? Scientology or NASA?
NASA?
I think NASA.
NASA's winning. Yeah. Scientology was huge though for a little bit.
Yeah, but everyone thinks it's ridiculous now. People still believe NASA is doing everything they say. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yo, it looked like a sperm shooting a rocket.
Bro, when you think about it, it's literally a sex ritual, bro.
Dang.
Searching for life on Saturn's moon. Like when
what
I thought we had the technology, because they told us this, that they could find planets that were in other galaxies that were able to sustain life. Why are we searching? We should have been able to tell if Saturn's moon had life on it.
Right.
Right?
That's in our solar system.
It's in our solar system. It's only, 50 trillion light years away?
Right.
What does that even mean?
Right.
But anyway.
Jake's cracking up. Sorry, Jake, we're not getting as deep.
We're having fun tonight, but we got some good stuff. These are gonna be some good clips, though. I tell you, these are gonna be some good clips. So I got another one to react to. Now this is gonna offend you a little bit, Moon, because these Asians, yo, they are on a roll lately. And this is some wizardry right here. I'm getting tired of this stuff, man. Between the makeup and all the other wizardry stuff these women can do to fool men.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, watch this. Oh, hell no.
Yo, that is gone.
Come on, man. What in the world? What in the
How in the
what in the Beelzebub Lucifer? She's working with Chelsea Clinton. Bro.
Yo, that belt. Yo. How does that happen? Like you're just squeezing. How's that comfortable,
bro?
How's that comfortable?
It's gotta all just be rammed up into your organs, like all the fat tissue. Like
that's not healthy.
Not at all. But you fooling the heck out of some dudes in the club, and then yo, these women got too much they got too much tricks up their sleeves.
Yeah, but think about it. Between that and all that makeup that they make themselves look like somebody totally different.
Human. And then plastic surgery on top of that.
Yeah. And then the eyelashes.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting.
Those eyelashes, I never liked those.
Yeah, I don't like those big.
Tarantulas.
They look like tarantulas. Yeah, they look like spiders.
Yeah. But my thing is, why is it okay for women to be allowed to do that?
But men aren't.
Men gotta just show up and be improve ourselves and be authentic. Women can just be they can have so many tricks to entice you.
You wanna answer that question?
I don't know, because I've never been like that. I have never thought about doing this, doing that.
Fake hair,
yeah,
fake
none
eyelashes.
of that. None of
Bro.
that.
What do dudes do?
We gotta work out, man. For the most part.
That's why I'm single.
Do I think in the 70s dudes tried to get away with wearing platform shoes, make that cool so they could get a little height. I think they tried to make that a trend, right?
I did see an ad for short guys. They had sneakers that like added 2 inches.
I saw that commercial. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like the little slits you put inside the sneaker give you like 2 more inches.
Wow.
I ain't doing that.
Hey man, you don't need to.
Take me as I am.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you're right. Women can fake it. Boy, they can.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. But then men my age, forget that. I'd rather be alone.
I saw the story of the dude in China, funnily enough, where he sued his wife.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Because their kids came out ugly. I think so. I think he won. Because she got all this plastic surgery, and then the kids came out ugly, and he was like, "Wait a minute,
that's not what I signed up for."
That's not what I signed up for. But think about it, like if we pick off of genetics based off of things like that, women do the same thing. Like women are biologically wired to pick off of genetics in certain ways too, where it's like you want a man that you feel is protect or a certain gene pool, you know. So if a man could fake it in that way, like imagine if like there was a technology where a man could just like change his height and his build to look like a superhero, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you find out that all that is a lie, you know?
Yeah.
So the woman, she had plastic surgery, but she was like they were saying, he was saying ugly before, and then they had ugly babies. So then he got upset. And how did he find out that she?
He probably did research and found like her before pictures.
Oh.
I think that's what it was, right?
I think he saw the before pictures.
Oh,
because she was
wow.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what he married, she was beautiful.
Wow.
Paul said,
"Yeah, here we go, Mom. I got it right here.
Ricotta.
I got it.
Come on.
Okay.
What did Paul say while this ad's playing?
Paul said men got to do push-ups.
Yeah, we don't get no shortcuts, man. All those dudes that do try to do the implants or the weird stuff, none of that works.
No.
It looks so stupid and obvious. I mean, some of this girl stuff is obvious too, but you're not allowed to say it. You're not allowed to tell them that the butt implants look terrible. The eyelashes look.
We saw
terrible.
one in the airport the last
Oh
time.
man,
Like,
yes.
that looks so nasty.
But let's
for being ugly. Hi, welcome to Chai Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. They say love is blind. They also say
all
the
right, we don't
miss
need
out
all
on
the
catch like him.
commentary. Let's get to the picture. There we go.
Pretty brilliant.
So that's the before and after, Mom.
I mean, she's all right after.
I mean, after she's all
But it's a huge difference, bro.
That is a huge.
It's a huge difference. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like that is.
But that's what people look like now. Women, they put all that makeup on. You take the makeup off and they show them before.
Yeah.
And it's like that. It's like, oh my
But with the
gosh.
surgery, it's different because she can get out the shower looking like that.
Yeah, that's true. No.
The women with all that makeup is
That's
avoiding
true.
water like the plague. If it's raining out, they ain't going on no date.
Jamie stuff.
That's true. Oh my
Sarah
god.
said, "That's crazy. Just be yourself."
Yes, exactly. Be happy with how God made you.
Jake said, "Even the elect would be deceived if possible." LOL.
Yes, that is a fact. Yo, that's I believe AI is going to play a part in that.
I believe it too.
AI is going to play a part in that line right there.
I believe that too.
That's funny.
And then Thera said, I remember them shoe Prince wore, those those platforms. Prince definitely wore them platforms because he was a tiny guy.
Yeah, he was short.
That's not why he wore it though. He wore it because he was
Sure, buddy.
He was Prince.
Sure, buddy. Part of it was
he bathed in the waters
of Lake Minnetonka. Yeah.
I couldn't even say it.
All right, let's see. We got anything else before we wrap it up? Let me just check.
Wish you could find one of those women that before and after they do their makeup and they look like a totally different person.
Yeah, we've showed that on here before.
No, but I've seen some that I was in shock.
Yeah. Okay, I'll play this one. We'll do a little commentary and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
So this is, I want to give an example of why certain women are so adamantly pushing back against the trans women are just like us argument. Like trans women are the same as a biological woman. Mm-hmm. Because they're doing things like this. Like you had the Dylan Mulvaney thing where this person is like being a complete over-the-top caricature of what a woman is, mocking them in a certain sense, and women are offended by that.
Mm-hmm.
So here's another example, this is probably like, I saw people posting how Dylan Mulvaney is creating this whole new trend on TikTok where all of these transgender women are starting to act like that now. Because it got him a following.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, this works.
Yeah.
Let me do this.
So check out this like Jake would say, rhetoric right here.
People are really out here saying that trans Chuchi is the inferior product. I'm sorry. We have the designer, expensive, bougie coochie. Like, you're telling me if someone says, would you like this free paper bag that came with my groceries? Or would you like this $35,000 bag? You're taking the designer Birkin, babe. Like, seriously, you're just mad because trans girls don't want to put trash like you in our designer bags.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
So, first I would just like to point out that this person just compared a woman's biological genitalia to a trash paper bag.
That's because he's jealous.
Yep.
Like literally the design that God made, you're turning into trash garbage.
The design that God made that you're trying to emulate.
Right.
You're trying
That's
to
another
have.
thing.
So
That's why I'm saying jealous.
Let's put it into perspective. The perfect beauty that God made that can produce life that is probably one of the most desired things on the planet. Let's keep it real. Right?
Not probably.
Like wars fought. Like people spend their whole life working to attain this, right?
Yeah.
which is not always a good thing, but just comparatively to, and I said this to make perspective last time. I don't think you were here, and it is kind of shocking, but this is just reality. To a surgically created wound that is made from a doctor that usually doesn't always remove sexual pleasure, and it's just a slit and a wound that you have to keep dilated.
That will heal up.
It will heal up
if you don't.
That is strictly there for another man to pleasure himself sexually while he shoves himself into a wound in your body.
Yeah.
And oftentimes smells like poop because they have to use parts of the colon because there's not enough tissue to. I mean, just so you want to compare that?
gosh.
You want to compare that to what God
Well,
made?
that's why I'm trying to say he's just jealous because he wants that part of the woman, but he can't have it. So he's trashing the women.
But I'm saying this is so you wonder why women who are biological women, who grew up women, who have to deal with periods, who have to deal with all of the things that come along with being a woman in the sense of biology, why they are offended by people like this.
Oh, yeah.
Why they are starting to say, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't agree with you saying that you're the same as me.
No.
Especially if you're going to act like you're better than me now because you have.
And I don't understand the women that like defend this.
Yes.
The women that stand up for this. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you? That's a biological man that's trying to take your spot.
Yes. And saying they deserve it.
And saying that they're better than you.
They're better than you.
And trashing us.
Yeah.
You know,
please.
Yeah, literally. You're a paper bag. You're a trash paper bag. You got a trash paper bag between them legs.
Dang.
I mean, I'm just quoting our pink-haired friend over here.
Mom is cracking up over there.
Jeffrey Walling said Helen of Troy launched 1,000 ships. That is a fact.
That is a fact. That is a fact, sir.
Thera said they are not. I'm a natural woman. What God gave me. Absolutely. Courtney's cracking up and crying at the same time, I think. Yeah. But I saw that and I just thought, like, because I've been seeing like the pushback and a lot of trans people calling women transphobic for speaking out against allowing trans people to take their places in a lot of things. Because you starting to see it in all of these arenas,
in
like
all arenas, sports,
even
beauty pageants.
fashion.
Remember beauty pageant? That big fat man that won.
Mean, even awards like Women of the Year, like giving out even when it came to Women's Month, most of the people that they highlighted during Women's Month were transgender women.
Yeah.
So it's like women are starting to feel like
in the faces of,
we can't even have anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to erase us. Like you're literally trying to erase us. That's how women are feeling.
They can't be erased though. Like I keep on thinking about what Jake said. If you put on a deserted on an island, you know, one male and 6 women, they're gonna
the human race goes on, baby.
Goes on. If you do the same with, you know, trans women and 1 male, 6 trans women and 1 male, what happens?
Yo, here's the crazy
Nothing.
thing. Even here's they go extinct. But here's the crazy thing. If you just invert it and put 1 woman and 6 men, they probably die off too.
Yeah.
Because she can only get pregnant one time. You know what I mean? And then she gotta wait. So
yeah.
Yes. Crazy.
This world is I just don't understand like how they get so mad when a woman tries to stand up for, you know, the rights of women. They're trying to stand up for women.
that's what feminism was supposed to be.
Yes.
But now it's being like looped into this weird. Yeah.
It's being hijacked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But we're for women, man.
We are. We
love women. And we appreciate you guys for watching. I know this was a crazy night, but we had fun. We had fun.
It was fun.
So we'll be back next week. Hopefully Jake will be here because we got some serious stuff.
He sent us some stuff.
Yeah, but it was also talking about porn addiction and how
that can mess with the brain.
Scripturally, like what that deals with. So that's a topic that we're passionate about too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, because I think that's another thing that's contributing to even this issue that we're talking about now, like the concept of porn being so readily available to very young kids creates this weird sexual perversion in ways like that. So, yeah, we'll tackle that next week. We appreciate you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are just checking us out for the first time. We appreciate you. Welcome to the Young Lion Podcast, where we have fun, but we do talk about serious topics, life, culture, religion, based off the Christian faith and politics as well. But we also are a band, and we have a song called Release. If you want to go check that out, it's available on everywhere you stream music. It's called Release. And we have a Patreon. If you want to sign up, become a member, go to patreon.com/YoungLionTV, and you will help support what we are doing. Thank you to Theris for sending us another 50 stars. And she said, I sent you a Cash App. Theris, we love you, girl. You are definitely one of the top young lions.
Love you, Theris.
Lioness.
And I just want to give you a heads up. We're going to announce it tomorrow, but Freddie's podcast is being moved to Friday night because we got some other stuff going on. So Friday night we'll go live with Freddie. So on the same channel. Shout out to Samuel Dickerson, just chimed in. But yeah, guys, patreon.com/YoungLionTV. Help us keep this thing going and growing. Let's keep the pride growing and keep talking about these serious topics and waking people up to the deception. Let's keep devouring the kingdom of darkness. And yeah, praise God. Thank you, Mom, for producing. Mom for being here.
Welcome. Thank you.
And
guys.
thank you guys for watching. And we love you guys. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Young lion, go live, yeah. Young lion, you rich, yeah. This kingdom has room, yeah. Go and fight people.